Yo, what up guys? It's your boy Nimbus here, and today we have a bit of a different video, I guess. So yesterday, if you guys saw, I guess, or if you didn't, it's perfectly fine. I put out a video talking about the color prisms, and so I guess what I failed to understand or realize is the actual pricing model for everything. And I didn't really grasp it. I just thought, oh haha, stupid whale thing. But I saw a couple of videos today by a bunch of content creators, Dookie, Thomsies, and some other ones, and I kind of just wanted to talk about it too because I feel like the more people talk about this, the higher chances that Nexon will listen. And so I do know it's kind of redundant, but I do think it is something to talk about. And I kind of just want to, I guess, vent some grievances I have with monetization in MapleStory as a whole right now, right? One of the reasons I got into playing MapleStory Reboot was the whole idea that this game was not pay to win, and there was virtually nothing you could really do to exactly pay to progress, right? You had to go into this Iron Man server, quote unquote, and earn everything yourself. You couldn't trade with other people, you couldn't buy things from the cash shop that would affect gameplay, and that was kind of the beauty of it, that everything everyone had was earned. And that's kind of why I really got into MapleStory, because my main gripe with MMOs is, if the most efficient way for me to play this MMO is to go to McDonald's and start flipping burgers and put my paycheck into the MMO, then why the fuck am I here, right? It's pointless, someone could just swipe and essentially reach the amount of hard work I've done. And that's why I like MapleStory, because that wasn't really an option. And I've been playing MapleStory since 2023, Reboot, I guess, and I've been playing actual MapleStory ever since I was a kid, with obviously a big gap in between. But first of all, let's talk about this, right? The fact that you need to pay roughly $60, $70 to get something, or to get a single pull of this, is ridiculous. I have a lot of friends that also have a ton of NX from opening other style boxes that would have loved to trade in stamps for these items, because these are all very premium items, which coincidentally were also items that were very popular on the Steam market, which Nexon axed because these devs are extremely incompetent and they cannot launch a single patch that works. But yeah, they bit off more than they could chew again, apparently, allegedly, with the Steam market, and instead of fixing it, they axed it, right? And so now, all of the really premium items, for example, the Red Warrior outfit, which has been extremely popular, or the Blood Oath, which is the premium sword, or this Blue Blood Oath, these are items that were really popular in the Steam market. And what it really seems like is they axed the Steam market, and afterwards they then put it into these premium style boxes that you can't even get unless you swipe $60, $70. And then the average cost of one of these is abysmal, essentially. If we look at the rates here, Blood Oath is 1.5%, dude. And to get one of these boxes, how many stamps do you need? 20 stamps, right? And for 20 stamps, you need to buy 20 regular style boxes that are brand new, that just came out, right? And on top of that, these stamps expire, right? So after reading this properly and understanding and watching some other videos, this is ridiculous, because if you had, I don't know, let's say you were whaling on the Demon Slayer style boxes, right? And you spent, I don't know, a cool $2,000 on that. That doesn't contribute to these stamps. What you can get into maybe are these these, I guess, potentially from these old stamps. Well, what the fuck are these? What is this, dude? Who wants this? It feels like they just AI generate slop and turn it into outfits, and then they just say, hey guys, well, here it is. Congratulations. Thanks for the couple $1,000, or thanks for the couple $100. It's just a spit in the face, right? And so going back to what I was talking about how this game is slowly becoming more and more pay to win, I'm just going to switch over here to the event shop, right? So for those of you that aren't aware, the monetization in MapleStory historically has been pretty light For the most part, the only thing that they really monetized were vac pets, which I already think is kind of like egregious. The fact that they design all of these maps to be virtually impossible or really tedious to farm without a vac pet, it kind of just like nudge you aggressively in that direction. I think that's already kind of sketchy, but that's fine. You know, by the time you need a vac pet, you've already played the game enough. Maybe you want to shell out the $100, maybe you want to go for it, maybe you don't, who knows. That's fine, that's a whole other discussion. They need to make money somehow, sure. I already think it's kind of sketch, but whatever. The Luxana coupons are ridiculous, okay? At my level, I get around 0.5% an hour farming, 0.5%, right? And that's with all of my EXP buffs on. I already have the boss title on too, and now I'm hitting 0.5. The fact that someone can just spend, I don't know, I think it's what, $3 an hour, right? Let's see. Yeah, someone wants to spend $3 an hour for up to 24 hours a week, and they can touch roughly 20% EXP. 20% EXP is like 40 hours of me grinding, right? And I know, like mesos, you still need mesos to upgrade your gear. You still need symbols to be able to get stronger. You know, you still need the drops, all of that stuff. Sure, that's fine. But the fact that someone can do essentially a whole work week of grinding just by participating in this system, I think is disgusting, right? And I think it definitely muddies what it means to be 285, 290, 290, whatever, by having this pay to win pass. And obviously it's capped, that's fine, that's cool, sure. But again, I just think this is disgusting. This is not what Reboot was initially proposed as, right? And so same thing with the SIA battle pass. I don't know if we can access it from here. Let me just switch over to my SIA. Like, I bought it because I, you know, I want the gains, but I feel like I was already kind of iffy with the battle pass and shit, and the Luxana, you know, because it's still like, you get EXP, but it doesn't really make you stronger. Sure, that's fine, but at the same time, guys, like, where do we draw the line? You know, when is enough enough? When have they monetized the game so much to the point that Reboot has kind of just like lost what it meant? So like, even here in the Sea of Battle Pass, like, the amount of rewards you get from this battle pass are definitely pay to win, 100%, right? If you took all of the vouchers and you saved them and you pop them all at level 53, you could skip 7 levels to get to 260. That's a very big jump, right? Not only that, but you get a second item burning that can be transferred between you and literally anyone else on your account in through the storage. That's pay to win as fuck. You're essentially getting a 10 million combat power mule on whatever character you want for $25, plus the ability to skip 7 levels on your SIA. It's extremely pay to win, right? And so I was okay with a lot of the like light monetization that Reboot had, and honestly, I think with the Steam shop, they could have made a good amount of money, right? If they just let people make sales on secondary market, people would, like, they'd eventually make more money. Eventually, ideally, right? Because people will constantly be wanting to change outfits, people will constantly be wanting to buy stuff from the style boxes, and that's where they make money. They're already charging $3 for the Scissors of Karma, which is already like ridiculous, or $6. Sorry, I forgot it's not on sale anymore, or wasn't on sale at the end of it. But on top of that, they're also making a percentage of all the sales done on the Steam market. They're taking a cut of that too. So they're charging you to use their marketplace, and then when you sell the items, you'd get a percentage of that too, right? So I don't know, I just think that was also a little ridiculous. The boss titles too, I feel a lot more lukewarm on the boss titles. They're definitely still pay to win, let's not get that twisted. But the fact that you can just get 40% bonus EXP for a month by buying these cosmetics, it's kind of pay to win. And I think, you know, oh haha, the whales buy this, haha, very funny. I think, sure, whatever, but there's not even a fucking pity system on any of the RNG stuff and gacha boxes that MapleStory does. There's literally zero pity. You can get completely fucked and ass blasted, and there's nothing you can do about it except for keep spending more and hoping you hit, right? The 1.5% for the Blood Oath, for example, there's no guarantee you get it after you hit like a certain amount of expected value. You can be in the 99%, the 99th percentile and just get giga unlucky, right? So it's like, I don't know. I just think Nexon really needs to lock the fuck in. Like, these devs clearly don't know what they're doing when it comes to launching the ads, or launching the updates, sorry. And like, I just think it's ridiculous that we are having constant maintenances, constant updates. They can't even give a compensation box without the compensation box breaking. People are still bricked in Sia Estelle's starting area right now, and instead they fucking piss, like, they piss this out. Like, I don't know. I think they have their priorities all fucked up. They keep trying to monetize this game without providing like a decent service. And honestly, like, I think everyone needs to really reconsider what they're spending their money on. Obviously, the whales are going to keep whaling, but I genuinely do think that this is something that they shouldn't be spending money on, because it sets the precedent that this is okay, right? It sets the precedent that this is okay, and I don't think this is something we want to support as a community. I think what we should be trying to get is pity on the items we try and pull from these boxes. I think what we should be trying to get is another secondary market for Reboot fashion, similar to the Steam market, if not just fixing the fucking Steam market. I think what we should do is try and get them to stop shipping shitty patches. It's like, the thing is, they keep doing it because we keep allowing it, right? And if we just all lock the fuck in and like tell them enough is enough and vote with our wallets, eventually they're gonna get the message, right? So I do think that this is something that kind of is the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion. I think all the pay-to-win stuff in Reboot, I think no pity on all these gotcha boxes, I think the Steam market going down, I think all this just culminated into just me being really frustrated with how they're monetizing the game right now. And I'm just kind of also worried that they're gonna keep pushing the line until it's just completely fucked. And I'd rather we as a community like got together right now and said, hey, like, lock the fuck in, Nexon, like, fix up or else, rather than we find ourselves where everything is just pay to win and they're deleting reboots and we are just another interactive server. But yeah, I did want to just kind of add to this conversation. I'm very passionate about MapleStory, obviously. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do want to hear what you guys think about this video, so feel free to leave a comment. I will be checking the comments on this specifically because I do want to have a discussion on this. And yeah, I do stream on Twitch also at twitch.tv/nimbusreboot. I'll link that in the description. And I stream from Sundays to Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.